I definitely wanted to have a big garden and have animals that I could raise and eat, to have some kind of self-sufficiency and growing your own food. The second aim was to give our daughter a chance to connect with nature. Hi, I'm Alexia. I live here in Valley Farm. I've been here for 13 years. The place was gorgeous. It was run down, so it was overwhelming, and yet it felt feasible. I could see the potential of it. The first thing I could see was blocks of erosion. There was no grass. There was just a clay shelf. And there was not just one or two where the previous owners' animals had stayed and eventually eroded.
Alexia had identified a whole range of issues, eroding hillsides, weed-infested riverbanks, and reached out to us for advice and information on how to tackle those issues. She was a new landholder and was wanting to do the best thing by her property to build the most productive and sustainable enterprise that she possibly could.
So the first thing was to patch this land. So I went to collect some manure in the paddock, fill the holes with that, drag a few sticks, made a kind of weir of some kind, and patch some tuffet of grass on it. Just let nature do the rest.
Seeing what is probably nearly a hectare of land that was eroding out, and it looks like you've stabilised that slope.
Then I looked at the state of the pasture. Oh, it was green, but not with palatable grass for cattle, with lots of pasture weeds. If you put these cows on this whole paddock here, they'll nibble at the best thing, the juicy steak, the corn on the cob with a lot of butter. They leave the celery behind and all the broccoli. They'll pick and choose what they want to eat. And by doing that, weeds will be left ungrazed, go to seed and proliferate like that. By concentrating the animals, you force them to eat everything in that pasture and then moving them the next day. And then they don't go on it for another 3 months. That allows nature to replenish itself, add fertility more than what it's lost.
So as well as breaking this larger paddock into smaller paddocks, Alexia had to get water to them as well. So through advice and support, Alexia installed a network of reticulated piping, water tanks and a pumping system.
So the process was to design the best pathway for that water and the best position for the troughs and the tank. And all we have to do now is to open a gate, let the animals in, close the gate, and that's it.
Undertaking cell grazing has been a fantastic thing to do, even on a small scale such as this. When I first came here, you just couldn't see the hillside because of the lantana almost towering above our heads here. This is an endangered ecological community, lowland rainforest. You've undertaken control, and I'm looking at such a fantastic recovery in these native species.
10 years later, I'm still at it, but I love it. It's the best stress relief one can actually do. The biggest challenge is that you think you've got it, but you can't rest. You have to go back at it on a regular basis, a little bit, every year. There's always been a craving for truly being connected with nature. When you see the little birds come in droves, you know that you've done something right, because they're coming every year in bigger numbers. So I think this is the results of years of nurturing biodiversity, giving it the right landscape to thrive.